minutes in the books. We head to the championship rounds.
Grabbing. I don't think that was calculated. Okay. I think that was in the moment. He's full with passion. And I think Michael Bisping said it best, that I think Conor is going to come out the victim here, and Khabib's going to have a very difficult time getting a visa, getting a green card. This is incredibly disappointing. I can't believe we needed more security than we actually did, because this place was packed with security. But the fact that his friends jumped into the cage and punched Conor in the face when Conor had no idea that that was going to happen. He wasn't even involved in that. Right. The whole thing is extremely, extremely unfortunate, and just a black eye on the sport.
And Khabib, I think something provocative was said to him that made him jump the fence.
Yes.
Were you guys close enough to hear what he said?
We couldn't hear what he said, but Dylan absolutely was insulting Khabib and saying something to him and provoking him, and then Khabib just jumped over the cage and attacked him, just jumped into the crowd. I couldn't believe my eyes while it was happening. I thought he was maybe going to get to the top of the cage and say F you or something, but when he went over the top and then into the crowd, I was like, I can't believe this is happening. The fight was very clear. Khabib dominated the fight, won the fight by submission. There's no need for a rematch. The real question now is, does the UFC strip Khabib? Does the Nevada State Athletic Commission fine him and not allow him to compete again? Do they keep him from coming back to the country? Right. There's some real issues. Michael Bisping said it best. There's some real issues here legally.
Let me ask you another question. What do you think is next for the winner of tonight's main event?
I think it depends on who wins.
Who wins, yeah.
You know, if it's Khabib, I'm gunning after his ass. I think he'll take some time off. I'm coming back in December, and I'll beat up on somebody that will put me right there. If it's Conor,
about a fight with Gaethje, maybe. We don't know.
We'll see. Either way, I'm looking at that Milwaukee.
He's got
card.
People working on it.
Yeah, right. You never know. But and I think it matters if Conor wins. You know, the chips are in his court. So we'll have to see on that one. I think either way they're going to sit out for a while, and the contender will kind of come out within that time. I think either way, either guy sits out for like a year at least before we see him again.
You definitely got hurt for a second. Can you tell us kind of what you remember about that and what was going through your mind as you battled back?
I wouldn't call it hurt. Check this out. I don't spar. I haven't sparred in probably about 4 or 5 years. Yeah, check that out, okay? I have a good group of people that I rely on that we really do they coach me and they drill me, and I have to rely on my own methodology of just my training from previous sports. When I do that, you don't want to take too many hits to the head or to the body anymore in sparring. You don't need to do that, especially at this high level where I'm at. I'm the champ. You guys realize that, right? I've been the champ. I am the champ. You have these two knuckleheads over there making this sport look bad. So when I had that media scrum over there and I yelled at all you guys, don't be feeding that bullshit. Straight up. I am the champ. I don't have a belt up here. I don't need to have a belt up here to be the champ. So if you guys want to feed that, go ahead, put that in your pocket and take it with you. But what I'm doing here is cleaning up the sport. This is an Olympic level type of sport and it needs to be cleaned up. I've been training like an Olympian. I've took so many different things out of my life that I didn't need anymore, and I just felt lifted. Such a great feeling.
Tony, you know, just to play the devil's advocate, you said you want to clean up the sport and you didn't like that, but there weren't too many people that seemed like they were outraged by what happened at the end of the fight tonight, and obviously it's going to be dominating the news for the next several days. How is this bad if people liked it and it's going to make the fighters money?
It's entertainment. It's what you do with it. I'm not going to get mad at it anymore. You heard a bunch of people just, I mean, if there's nobody getting too hurt in it, and this is Vegas, we're Vegas stronger. When this stuff happens in different sports, it puts a bad taste in it, but we're trying to clean it up. And we're trying to clean up as much as possible, but that's not for me anymore. I don't have to get all crazy on it. I have fun. If there's another fighter in front of me, which I hope is Khabib or Conor, I even call him Conor. I'll give him that respect anymore. I don't have to call him Tiramisu McNuggets because I have all the sauce, and I'm very sweet.
Stipe, when do you think we will see you in the octagon next? Who will it be against?
Hopefully beginning of the year, and hopefully it's a rematch. I want my belt back.
You want
I want to see that fight.
All right, so who do you think fights DC first, you or John Jones?
Me.
What about the wrestler guy? What's his name?
Who cares?
Beautiful answer.
Well done.
Beautiful
well
answer.
Done.
Beautiful.
I don't really care.
So when would you like to see it then?
Beginning of the year.
We can do it tomorrow. I don't care.
Beginning of the year?
Yeah, I mean, beginning of the year, I want, he's still hurt. He broke his hand in the fight, so I think he's healing still. And yeah, hopefully.
First ESPN card.
I would like
January.
I would love it. I mean, listen, I was winning that fight. I felt good, man. I felt great that fight. I think I got too confident, and I think he hit that hard. And apparently hit harder than I thought. He put me down. But I definitely thought I was winning the fight.
Well,
just,
you were.
What do you? So what do you change now?
What am I change?
Now that
just
you
don't be an idiot. Like when he clinched, I knew what he was doing, and he clinching, and he kept hitting me. And I'm like, I felt fine.
Yeah.
Like I literally, like I said, I got confident, which I never do. I'm like a worry war in there. I'm like, all right, what you gonna do now? I'm freaking out. But I just got confident. And
did you think that he was going to stick with wrestling?
Wrestling. That's
I wasn't worried about it. Like I threw him to the ground. I wasn't. I was fine with it. I'm like, whatever he wants to do, he's fine. I'm stronger than him. I'm faster than him. I'm not worried about it.
But do you think that played a factor into it? You felt like you were winning the wrestling, so you're like, oh, okay, I'm good in here. I can kind of relax.
He hit me a couple times, and like I said, I was like, oh, it's I'm getting with Francis. Hit way harder than him.
Yeah.
I can attest to that. But like I said, I think I just got confident, and just he was training to do that, hit me off the clinch, and like you said, I kept my hands down, which I did.
Khabib doesn't seem as though he was experienced, and he kind of took the ethnic, religious, offensive comments to heart that could have fueled the brawl today. I'm just wondering, are you going to take another look at just how these quote-unquote mean words affect the fighters as they lead up to the events?
First of all, it had nothing to do with Conor. You didn't see him run and try to attack Conor after the fight. It was a cornerman, a guy who had nothing to do with the fight. He wasn't involved in the fight. He's a cornerman. He was the guy that that Khabib went after. He was yelling stuff through the cage at Khabib. But that's the fight business. That's sports. There's trash talking in every sport. They do it in the NBA. They do it in the NFL. It's part of the game. That's never going to change here. You're never gonna tell somebody what they can or can't say.
Is there anything the UFC can do to ensure that situations like this in the future don't happen?
Yeah, we did tonight. How'd that work out?
So there's basically nothing more.
Did you see how many police were here? I don't even know if the city was safe tonight. There were so many police here tonight. I think every cop in town was here. We had an unbelievable amount of security here. I told you guys, we had meetings all week, and we had 2 meetings tonight. The second meeting was during the Reyes OSP fight, telling these guys what's going to happen and how this is going to play out. We believe me, we went above and beyond anything we've ever done in the history of the company tonight to make sure that this didn't happen, and it happened. What are you going to do when a guy flies like a monkey over the friggin' cage? And you can prepare, you can have all these people, you can do all this stuff. What are you going to do? They did a great job of containing that and stopping it. Like I said earlier, I've been in those before with the Tyson Holyfield fight, man. Once it starts, it's very, very hard to stop. And it usually spills out into the crowd. And actually, even the fans on the way out, they were actually better than I thought they were going to be to Khabib, because they didn't get him till he went through the tunnel. You're easy pickings in the tunnel, man. But people could have been firing stuff the entire time. And I don't think that happened. I didn't see it unless you guys did. They just got him when he was going in the tunnel. So the team that we assembled tonight did a fantastic job of stopping this thing and containing it and keeping it from getting worse.
Was there any talk of an interim title at all, like just with Max being out and any potential opponents brought your way?
No, so we have an agreement to where December 8th, with or without Max, this fight's gonna happen for the featherweight belt.
Who's the backup?
They talked about replacement. They say they have a replacement. They haven't said the name. I don't know who it is. Like I said, I don't care. If as long as for the real featherweight title, then count on me on being there.
How likely do you think it is that Max is actually going to make this fight? Because there's a lot of question marks about where his body's at. He's had a lot of issues lately.
He's been having a lot of issues. There was the Frankie Edgar fight where I stepped in to save that card. There was the Khabib incident in New York where I offered to step in as well, and Dana said yes. Then he stepped in, and he couldn't make that one happen as well. And then there was ours in UFC 226 where he had to pull out again. So I don't know what's going on with his health right now or what's happening within his camp, but now I don't care because it's going to happen with or without him. So I'm happy. I get what I wanted, which was the title shot.